All right guys, today I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks on how to be better birders. All right, real quick, I just want to say thank you for all of y'all's support. We recently hit 200 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing, and I really appreciate you guys and all the support that you've given me and the positive comments, positive feedback. I just want to encourage you, if you haven't, to like and subscribe. YouTube says that 80% of you that watch my videos aren't subscribed. We're trying to hit 300 subscribers by the end of the summer. And I think we can pass that. We hit 200, we're on our way to 300 already. So yeah, thank you so much for your support. So tip number 1 is to learn bird vocalizations as well as bird behaviors. Learning what a bird sounds like will help boost up your checklist by far. You'll hear and you'll identify so many more species if you can understand and recognize their bird calls. If you can understand bird behavior, then it's easy to make identifications much quicker. Those birds, like the spotted sandpiper, for example, when it bobs its tail up and down, that is a behavior that the spotted sandpiper exhibits, and it helps you really narrow down what birds you're trying to identify in the field. All right, tip number 2, it's another identification tip. Sorry about the wind. Is to be able to recognize a bird's size and its silhouette. Being able to recognize the relative sizes of birds will really help you narrow down what bird species you're looking at. And being able to see their silhouette really helps you in that tough lighting, you know, when the sun's behind the bird. A lot of times this has to do with birds on the water, but it also can be with birds up in trees and the sun's behind it, just making it a shadow. So these will help you identify birds quicker and more efficiently. Number 3 is to stick with it. Don't give up. Birding is not easy. It's a skill that is learned. It takes practice, but I promise you, if you just give yourself 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks of going out and birding, you will get so much better and you will surprise yourself on how many birds you can identify after those 3 weeks, just without even needing binoculars. So stick with it, don't give up, don't get discouraged, and I promise you it'll be a lifetime hobby that you can keep and enjoy. All right, number 4 is to recognize that it's okay to make mistakes. All birders make mistakes, and the important thing is that we learn from those mistakes. So don't be afraid to go out there, you know, even if you're not with your friend that normally takes you birding and is the expert. But go out there and try your best, and if you make mistakes, then you can learn from those mistakes. It's an important part of life, but also birding. Mistakes help us grow and help us learn. All right, and number 5, to kind of go along with don't be afraid to make mistakes, also beware of too much confidence. Sometimes when we bird, we start to think we just know everything in the area, oh yeah, that's this, that's that. There's a brewer's blackbird, for example. I made a mistake in one of my first videos with the Grand Canyon where I was super confident that something that I saw was a great-tailed grackle, and so I didn't double check it. And I put the video out, and then guess what? It was a brewer's blackbird. So beware of too much confidence. I say, unless you're absolutely certain, like there's a red-winged blackbird sitting in front of me on the ground, double check, take a look at it through your binoculars, maybe listen for its call, and then your mistakes will be, much less. All right, number 6 is to get to know the common birds in your area before you chase after the rarities. I know it's super tempting when you sign up for those, alerts from eBird that says, oh, there's a Ross's goose nearby, 7 hours away or whatever. But get to know the common birds first, and then your trips will be so much better because you can tack on those common birds onto your checklist really quick, and then once you start to know the common birds, then you'll start to recognize what's a little bit more uncommon, what's a little bit more rare, and it'll just make your experience much more enjoyable. Number 7 is to respect the birds and their environment. Be an advocate for the birds. Stand up for birds in your area that might be suffering from habitat loss. just caring about the birds makes a big difference when you go birding to enjoy their beauty. We should also stand up for them, be there for them. Don't agitate birds. That's a common thing, especially among photographers. And that's not all photographers, obviously. But there's photographers out there that, you know, they want to get there and get the bird, you know, taking off in flight. Don't agitate the birds. Let them be in their natural environment. Let them enjoy their own space, and you'll have a much more enjoyable experience. All right, number 8 is to get yourself a decent pair of binoculars. However, this does not mean that you have to go and break the bank. The binoculars that I use are off of Amazon. They're called Adoragon. They were under $100, and they've been great. They've been so good to me. I haven't had any issues identifying birds or blurry images, so you can get a good pair of binoculars for under $100. Just make sure the magnification is around 10 times or 8 times. 10 times will give you a narrower field of view, but it'll get you closer to the bird. And it's kind of a back and forth preference between birders on what's more useful. I know some birders might cringe at this. I actually use 12 times binoculars, and like I said, it's been awesome. I haven't had any issues. I love being able to see closer up to the birds. My cameras, I got an 83 times zoom, so for those far away identifications, it's really easy to use the camera. But yeah, you don't have to break the bank, but get yourself a well-rated pair of binoculars. All right, tip number 9 is to try to bird with the sun behind you, especially during sunrise or sunset. When the sun is in front of you and the sun's between you and, or the birds are between you and the sun, then all you see is silhouettes. It's really hard to pick out those colors for identification. If you're really good at recognizing silhouettes, it's not a big deal, but I'd say the majority of us aren't that great at just identifying birds off of silhouettes. So try to bird with the sun behind you, and then you'll be able to catch those vibrant colors in the sunlight. All right, tip number 10 is to research the birds at the hotspot that you'll be going to, or at least the region that you're going to. Get to know what species there are, study it on eBird or on a field guide that you might have, and just research what birds are in that area so that when you get to the area, you'll be able to identify them by their colors, you'll be able to identify them by their calls, and hopefully by their behaviors as well. All right, the last tip, I know I said there's 10, but this is just an extra one. Make sure you have fun. Birding is supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be enjoyable, it's supposed to help you decompress, and it really does. It's one of my favorite things to do, helps me relieve stress, and it's a really fun time. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've hit 200 subscribers. The road to 300 starts now. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope to see you all next time on Bright Eyed Birding.